Welcome back to the Ready State. As you guys may know, Greg Cook, Lee Burton, I'm a fan of those guys. They're old friends, and their thinking is really amazing. One of the things that they have done a really great job with is quantifying and using this FMS Y balance test. And of all the tools and brilliant thinking, it's something that I come and use a lot during my warm-ups with my athletes. So the Y balance test is simple. What we're looking at is standing on a single leg and then seeing how far forward you can reach with the other leg. It's very simple. Now, using the FMS tools that set up like a Y, and you can go out and see how far and what your total excursion is on a single leg. So during rehab, during training, it's very quantifiable, and it really tells you about the capacities of being able to maintain your balance, load those fascial lines, be able to do these good positions. But here's a couple things that we do. One is that I like to use it by trying to maintain a normal foot pressure. And so it's just saying, how far can I go in an instantaneous moment? I want my athletes to be thinking about trying to maintain balance between ball and foot and heel. So if I take my shoe off, I'm looking at maintaining that integration, arch engage between ball and foot of heel. Because if my athlete is solving a problem with the shoe, again, instead of an assessment, I'm actually using this as a teaching tool, right? The same way those guys do. But sometimes we think, hey, it must just be about how far I can go maximally. I don't care what the shape is. And certainly having a baseline around that is good, but as a teaching tool, hey, can you maintain your arch, maintain integrity of contact between ball and foot and heel? So suddenly, during our warm-ups, I like to take this in a whole bunch of different ranges. So this in this long lever shape, when I am in this globally extended pattern, is going to tell me something different than in this flex shape. Being able to press in a whole variety of positions and ask that hip to express lots of range of motion and balance, maintain the integrity of that foot, is going to tell me a lot. And it's a wonderful way to just get athletes centered and grounded. Now, one of the ways that we zhuzh that up, because again, I think it's a great tool and it's something I use a lot just to get my athletes warmed up and kind of integrated and doing some single leg balance work, is we go as far as we can in a range, and then we pause and we make sure our athletes can actually breathe in those positions. And trying to make sure that our athletes can hit that concept of this 90% breath. Can I maintain the integrity of my ventilation when I'm at the end ranges of my balance, end ranges of my motor control, movement control? Tells me a lot about the sort of resilience and robustness of the system. If an athlete has to breath hold to be able to lean out or get into a pistol inflection or in this long lever shape, then we're going to learn a lot about their ability to be there under real world demands when they're probably having to breathe. So we'll take that same range, say, have our athletes be able to take that 90% breath, and you'll see that, as we always are fond of reminding our athletes and our coaches, that breath hold is the first compensation. So don't let your athletes go from breath hold to breath hold to breath hold. Have them move in these different ranges. Use the Y balance test, which is completely what we would normalize say, that the test is also the diagnostic, or the diagnostic is also the stimulus, or the diagnostic or the test is also the intervention. This Y balance test, spending time and having people develop sort of proprioceptive mapping about where they are in space, how they control that, how they're able to integrate their ventilation, is a worthwhile few minutes to play around with. And to make it worse, all you have to do is hand a plate to your athlete and now have them perform the same sets of drills with demands trying to keep the torso upright. So you can make it hard, you can use it so they can counterbalance it, or you can just make it terrible on the athlete to have to manage. So as soon as you implicate upright torso or real world demand, that FMS balance test becomes even better. Maintain your foot pressure, watch your ankle, maintain the integrity of your breath, be better at everything else that you care about, not the Y balance test. See you guys tomorrow.